let's talk D-line. Let's just dive into it. So last year, especially in the run game, Cliff, and I don't think I've gotten a chance to talk to you about this, but it looked like when things went wrong, they were reading and being hesitant. And I always said I like defenses where I knew what my gap was before the ball snapped.
Yes.
So you agree?
1,000%.
What do you think is gonna? Do you think anything's gonna change next year of how they play that, because it slows down the linebacker because he has to wait for that read, and then we heard even from Quandre that he's like, it's too late, it's delayed. What do you think's gonna change specifically?
Well, I think both schemes work, and when I say both schemes, I mean typical 3-4 defenses are your D linemen are holding guys up, and they're playing both sides of those guys, right? And they call it two gapping. Right. In those situations, you got to have linebackers that can just get downhill. Once they read it, go, and then the D tackles will play off of them. The other way is the D linemen know which gap, whatever gap they're lined up in, that's theirs. That's taken care of. I don't care if it goes right or left. You stay in your gap, and the linebacker also knows what gaps he has, so he gets downhill. I preferably, and I've only played in, so I guess I'm biased, but I prefer the ones where you can attack your gap. You know where you need to be. Wherever it goes, you need to be in that gap, and your linebackers will fill in the other gaps that are created. So I hope, at least when we had our most success, that's how we played. We played on the other side of the line of scrimmage in our gaps. And then our linebackers, KJ, Bobby, Bruce, all those guys would just get downhill because they knew we would be where we needed to be, and it just made the game a lot simpler, So I hope that's what they get back to, because I feel like that also allows guys to be able to jump into their pass rush immediately as well, instead of reading and then taking off.
Yeah, there you
Quarterback gets the ball off in 2.4 seconds in the NFL. You don't have time to be reading anything. You got to get off the rock and go.
So was last year more a product of a new system and the pieces they had didn't really fit what they were trying to do, or was it, because a lot of these guys are gone, whether we're talking about Poona Ford or Shelby Harris or Quentin Jefferson. I mean, they brought in all these guys. They're not back. Yeah,
I think so. What happened midway through the season is they changed up what they were doing at the beginning of the season, which was two gapping. And when you have when you want your guys to two gap, these guys have to be huge. They have to be able to basically be as big as the guard, the center, right? So these guys have to be 320 pounds, 340 pounds. Well, we only had like two guys that was that big to be able to play that way. And I think midway through the season, they changed it up where they allowed those guys to get off the rock. And that's when we started having a little bit more success. Guys started getting off the getting after quarterbacks and different things like that. But I just think they're pivoting because the scheme that they want to run, those guys, their body types didn't necessarily fit the scheme that they want to run. It's not that they're terrible players. It's not that they're not good players. It's just the scheme doesn't work for what their body size and what they're good at doesn't work for what they're asking them to do.
Do you feel like they've addressed in the offseason you got Jay Reed back here.
Yes, I think it's solid. That's a great one to bring back.
You like that?
Yeah.
Draymond Jones, I don't know if you've looked at him very much, but he looks like a really good player.
Yeah. I do think they've gone after, the positions that they needed. I wish they would have addressed it a little bit earlier in the draft. You know what I mean? Because that was what I was thinking. I was like, going into the draft, okay, we're going to go after, we need interior guys. We got some guys on the edge that can get after him a little bit. We got Bobby back. Probably need another linebacker or two just to have depth. And then you got your guys on the back end. Now, I want to preface, the guys they got are some beasts. Like, the guys they got are really good. I just didn't think that's the position they were going to go after. So I do think we still need some more guys in the middle to be able to shore up that pass rush, but also, honestly, just to stop the run so you can get to the pass, right? So we need some guys in the middle, I think, to just get depth. The one thing that was consistent with us when we were playing is we had a lot of depth. A lot of guys don't remember. Michael Bennett, myself, we did not start that year. That's how deep we were.
That's right.
Yeah, we weren't starters the year we won the Super Bowl. Now, we did start the Super Bowl, which was the best thing about it, but we weren't starters the Super Bowl because we were so deep with all the guys. And I think even on the back end, we had a lot of depth. So I think in order to have a championship team, you got to have some depth, and I think that's what we're lacking right now.